before moving towards the next topic, just we have to revise the previous things. Okay. So as we know that this is the format of algebraic structure where A is set of any element and star is any operation. Okay. Meaning of star is any operation which we are going to perform on the set of A. Okay. Then this is the format of algebraic structure. This is sample format. It might be A comma F1 or A comma F1 comma F2. So when we are saying that the A comma F1, it means A means the set of element and F1 means any operation. And in this case, there are more than one operation we can perform on the same set. Okay, like suppose the set of A, the first operation is addition and the next operation is multiplication. Then there are some properties of algebraic structure, and that first one is the commutative. So what is commutative property? If A operation B is equals to B operation A, then we can say that this is commutative. Okay. Then the next property is associative. So what is meant by associative? If the structure is like this, then we can say that the given structures satisfy the associative property. Then what is meant by the closure? Suppose there is set A having element A comma B comma C, and whatever operation we are going to perform on the set A, the result is also available in the set A. Then we can say that the given structure follows the closure property. Then identity and inverse. So in identity we have to find out the identity element, and as we know that for the addition the identity element is 0 and for the multiplication the identity element is 1. Then the inverse is the vice versa of identity. So for the addition operation, we have to find out the number with different magnitude. Okay, and for the multiplication, we have to perform the division, that is 1 by whatever number is given in the set. Then the next concept is semi-group. Before that, algebraic structure. What is meant by algebraic structure? So if set A with respect to any operation satisfy the closure property, then it is called as a algebraic structure. Then what is meant by semi-group? So semi-group means if an algebraic structure satisfy associative property, then it is called as a semi-group. Okay. I think we had covered up to this semi-group. Then the next concept is monoid. So write down the definition of monoid. If a semi-group satisfies a semi-group satisfies identity property then it is called as a monoid. Then it is called as monoid. Okay. So as we know that what is meant by semi-group? If it is algebraic structure and satisfy associative. Okay. So for semigroup, we require two properties. That is, it must be algebraic structure. Okay, and for algebraic structure, it must satisfy the closure property. Okay, then for the semigroup, it must satisfy the associative. Then it is semigroup. And what is meant by monoid? If a semigroup satisfy identity property. Okay, identity. So, for identifying whether the given algebraic structure is monoid or not, we have to check closure property, associative property, and identity property. Right? So write down definition as well as the properties required for the monoid. Now, consider the set of natural number and with respect to addition operation, check that whether the given algebraic structure is monoid or not with respect to natural number. So tell me whether the natural set of natural number is start with 0 or 1. Write down in chat box. What about others? Set of natural numbers start with either 0 or 1. Right. So the set of natural number is start from 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3 up to infinity. Now first find out the closure property with respect to addition, then associative with respect to addition, and then identity element. And tell me whether the given algebraic structure is monoid or not. Yes, anyone? What is the identity element for addition? Tell me the identity element for addition. 1 or 0? 0, right? Now, 0 is available in set of natural number. No. Samina, this is set of natural number. Natural number start from 1. 0 is not available in number. That's why this is not a monoid. Okay? Wait, I am going to explain it in detail. Okay? So first we have to satisfy the closure property, and we can pick any two number randomly from the natural set, because for the addition minimum two numbers are required. Maximum we can pick any number of elements. Okay? So if with respect to n comma 1, 2, 3, 4 up to infinity, set of positive numbers, right? And if I am going to pick 1 and 2, that is 1 plus 2, it gives me 3. So what is my closure property? The input number and result should present in the set of natural number, right? So 1 is available, 2 is available, and result is also available. This is happen for all the number, because it contains the number up to infinity, right? So it satisfies my first property, that is closure property. Then we have to check the associative. So what is meant by associative? For associative, we require minimum 3 numbers, right? Because our property is A into B into C is equals to A operation B operation C, right? So for this scenario, our operation is addition operation, and if I am going to pick the number 1, 2, 3, then it becomes 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equals to 1 plus 2 plus 3, right? So it gives me 1 plus 5, 3 plus 3. So this becomes 6 is equals to 6. So this satisfy the associative property as well. Now we have to find out the identity property, and as we know that for the addition, the identity property is 0, right? So how it comes? A plus identity element, suppose E, is equals to E plus A equals to, we require that number, right? This is identity property. So what is meant by A? R number. Suppose I am picking 1. 1 plus what is equals to dash dash plus 1 is equals to 1. So as we know that if we are putting here 0, it gives us that element itself, right? So for the identity element, we require the 0. But in set of natural number, 0 is not available, right? So this is not a monoid. Okay. So n plus is not a monoid. Now you have to check for multiplication operation. Check that whether n comma multiplication operation is monoid or not. Yes, because we know that this is multiplication operation satisfy the closure property, associative property, and for the monoid we require the identity 1. And for the multiplication, the identity element is 1, and 1 is available in the set of natural number. Okay. Now try to solve whether the z comma plus is monoid or not. Now z is set of integer, okay, which start from, yes, write down in chat box what is set of integer number z, what is range for the set of natural number, integer number. So this is minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay? Minus infinity to plus infinity. So minus infinity dot dot 0, 1 up to. So it contains the negative number as well as positive number. Right. Okay. Now with respect to addition operation, check whether the given algebraic structure satisfy the monoid property or not. So the all previous operations are same as set of natural number, and 0 is also available in set of integer. That's why this is monoid. Yes. Then next is group. Next property is group. So first write down the definition of group. If monoid satisfy inverse property, then it is called as a group. Okay. Now again we have to revise our property. So for monoid, it should be semi-group. For semi-group, it should satisfy associative property and closure property. Right? So for the group, we have to check first closure property, then we have to follow associative, then for the monoid we have to follow identity, and for group we have to follow inverse. Right? So check whether the Z comma plus satisfy the group property or not. Z comma plus. Okay, so as we know that Z comma plus is monoid, as we already studied in previous topic, right? So just we have to check the inverse. So what is inverse for the addition? The same value with opposite magnitude, okay, or opposite sign. So as we know that Z contains the positive number as well as negative numbers. So Z comma plus is a group, right? Now check for Z comma minus. Z comma minus. Solve it carefully. Z comma minus. Start from the closure property. For associative, pick 2, 3, 4. So we can get the same answer. And for identity, pick 2. Yes. What happened with the subtraction? I think you got the answer in second step as well. No need to solve the whole expression, right? Okay. So as we know that subtraction sign does not satisfy the associative property. And if the given algebraic structure is not satisfied the associative means this is not a semi-group. And for the monoid, we require the semi-group, and for the semi-group, the associative property must be satisfied. So, as this algebraic structure is not satisfying the associative property, so no need to check for the identity and inverse. Okay? Okay. What about multiplication sign? Multiplication. Yes, z comma multiplication. How? Whether the floating numbers are available in set of z. Or group if it is monoid and it satisfies the inverse property. Suppose the number is 2 and I have to find out the inverse. So what is the inverse element for 2? What is inverse for 2? How minus 2? We have to find out with respect to multiplication, not an integer. This is 1 by 2, right? Now tell me whether 1 by 2 is present in set of Z. Whether 1 by 2 is available in set of Z? No, right? Then how it become monoid? If it does not satisfy the inverse property, because 1 by 2 is not available in set of Z, then this is not a group. Understood? Okay, so this is possible only with the addition operation. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear to all of you? Why Z comma multiplication is not a monoid? Not a group. Okay. Now the next one is abelian group. Okay. Write down the definition of abelian group. If group satisfy commutative property commutative property, then it is called as abelian group. Okay. So again, for the abelian, we have to check all the properties, right? Because for the group, it should be monoid. For monoid, it should be what? Semi-group. And for semi-group, it should be algebraic structure. Okay. So for the abelian group, we have to check the properties. So first is closure, then associative, then identity, then inverse, and at the last we have to check commutative. Okay. So start from z comma plus and find out whether the given structure is abelian group or not. Everybody should try to solve this, whether the given structure satisfy the abelian group or not. Just you have to solve the last step, because as we know that z comma plus satisfy the inverse property as well. Just you have to check the commutative. Okay. So as we know that a plus b equals to b plus a. So this is commutative, right? Now you have to check for r comma plus. R means the set of real number. R comma plus. Yes, what about r comma plus set of real number? So set of real number is similar to integer and it also contains the floating point as well. Okay. So set of real number on addition operation satisfy the abelian group. Now we are moving towards some complicated examples. Okay. In that we have to form the table and based on table we have to satisfy all the properties. Write down question. Okay, so the set of G is equals to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and the operation is modulo 8. We have to found the mod 8 operation. Then we have to check whether G comma addition modulo 8 is an abelian group or not. So first we have to form the table. Okay, so how to form the table? First write down all the values, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And here the modulo 8 operation 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? So as we know that mod operation gives us the remainder, right? And we have to check for the modulo 8. So any element divided by 0 divided by 8 gives us remainder 0, right? Okay. Then again 1 by 8, 2 by 8, 3 by 8, 4 by 8, 5 by 8, 6 by 8 and 7 by 8. So what is the result in first one? First row? Yes. With respect to 0, what will be the result? What is the remainder? Right? It gives us 0, 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? Because 0 mod 8 gives us remainder 0. Again, with respect to 1, it gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? After that, we have to proceed with the next. That is 1. Okay? So again, it gives us remainder with respect to 1, 1, right? Now we have to perform the add operation, addition modulo 8. So 1 plus 1 mod 8 gives us 2. 1 plus 2 gives us 3. Then 1 plus 3 gives us 4. Then 1 plus 4 gives us 5. Then 1 plus 5 gives us 6. Then 1 plus 6 gives us 7. Now, for this one, we have to perform 1 plus 7, that is 8 modulo 8. So, it gives us remainder as a 0. Understood? Everybody? We have to perform the addition operation with respect to modulo 8, right? So for this row, 1 plus 0 is 1. So 1 mod 8, remainder is 1. Now for this one, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 mod 8, 2. Then 1 plus 2, 3, 3 mod 8, 3. Similarly, we have to find out for the further one. So is it possible for you to fill up the remaining table? Please write down in chat box. Just you have to take the addition of the row and particular column and divide it by 8 and write down the remainder. Do not write down the question. So it becomes 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2, 3. 6, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And for 6, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, have you got the same table? Okay. Now, we have to start with our properties. Okay. So, what is our first property? First, it should be algebraic structure. Okay. And for algebraic structure, it must satisfy the closure property. Okay. Now, if I am going to pick any two numbers from the table, suppose my first number is 3 and second number is 4, and I have to check the mod 8 operation on the given numbers. Okay. So, what is 3? This is my 3 and this is my 4. It gives me answer 7, and 7 should be available in our set. Yes, 7 is available. Okay. And this is happened for all the numbers. So, it satisfies the closure property. That's why the given structure is algebraic structure. Now, we have to check for semi-group. Now, for semi-group, it should satisfy the algebraic structure as well as satisfy the associative property. Right? So, pick same number 3, 4 mod 8 and 4, 3 mod 8 and check whether it gives us the same values. So 3 to 4 gives us 7 and 4 to 3 also gives us 7. Okay. So it also satisfies the associative. So this is semi-group. Then we have to check for the next property. So what is our next property? That is monoid. Okay. So what about the monoid? It should be semi-group and it satisfies the identity property, right? So find out whether it gives us the identity element. identity property. So what is identity property? A into E is equals to E into A, and it gives us the same number, right? So suppose with respect to 3, we have to find out the identity element which gives us 3. So 3 mod what? We got the result 3. So I think 0, right? 3 mod 3. 3 with respect to 0, 3 which gives us the identity element, right? So for 3, 0 is the identity element. So it satisfies the identity as well. So this is monoid. Then go with inverse. Find out the inverse. Okay. So as we know that for 3, 0 is the identity element, right? So 3 operation what we gives us 0? I think 5. Okay. 3 operation 0 gives us 5. That's why the 5 is the inverse of 3. So it satisfies the inverse as well. Okay, and definitely it satisfies the commutative. So the given algebraic structure is the abelian group.